Yeah, super. So let's get the engagement. So do it deliberately, okay? Now, I want you to listen to the lesson, and every time I say this word, then you're going to put a tally mark to the side of everything I'm talking about, and then at the end, you're going to tell me how many times I said this word. Do you understand what I'm talking about, everyone? So I'm going to say the word purple, and every time I say the word purple in the middle of the thing that we're talking about, then you tally mark it down so you know where I said it, okay? So that actually will help them focus and be aware of attention. This is the smiley face. This is one of my favorite ones, and I've got to rush, so I don't have a lot of time to play with the smiley faces. But you can see how this would be fun in the classroom, and it is, again, online and in your PowerPoint. You can copy it and use it. This little guy, you can say what direction his eyeballs are pointing, and then what color. So you see, it's a little harder. So if you say left, up, down, right, you see? Oh, it's actually right at the beginning, yeah. So you see you can have your direction, and then you can have them rotate. So they're doing the eyes to the right, and then up you can say right, red, down, blue. You following what I'm doing? Okay, all right, so you're saying the direction of the eyes, and then the color. Direction of the eyes, and then the color. Do you see? Every other one. And so you are actually training that divided attention. Okay, so just for grins, we're going to try. Everybody ready? Okay, so we're going to do the direction of the eyes first, just the first row. Everybody ready? Okay, so let's go.
Left, up, down, left, up, right, down.
It is a perspective. It is a perspective. So what is perspective? It's a good question. It's a good question. What is it on? So if we said this was left, for me I was calling it backwards. But for what if we said this is left because it's looking left from you? Yeah, most of you this is your left.
Yes.
Okay? So most of you this is left. Left, up, down, left. Yeah. Okay, so now let's do the eye direction, just as we did, and then the color on the next one. Okay, try it. Ready?
Down, green,
Where'd you go? It's like you're going to be confused. Yeah. This is harder. This is harder because you're like, okay, now where was I? Now where was I there? And you start grouping them and being able to recall. That's your divided attention ability. Being able to do that. Selective attention also becomes involved in that. Then you can get really tricky if you have those kids who can just whip it out. You can get really tricky and say, every time it's red, I want you to tell me the direction. Red and green tell me the direction of the eyes, and all the others tell me the color. So they're having to do that selective attention at the same time. Okay, and we're to why should I care? Okay, why should you care is because students with weak cognitive skills can now be identified. There's cognitive testing that's out there, and it's efficient and it's inexpensive. In fact, we have a cognitive skills test called the Gibson test that can be administered in the school system for as little as $29.95 a child online within 25 minutes. And it's an incredible test. Brain training can improve their cognitive skills and unlock learning potential that they thought that they never had. And a poor reader or speller or a slow learner becomes a good learner. And a good learner then becomes excellent and has a lot of fun doing it at the same time, the exercises. These are our average gains in Shreveport. Shreveport's average gains that we had within 6 months in these areas, as evidenced by the Woodcock-Johnson given pre and post testing. Pretty impressive, huh? That's in years. That's in years. Yeah. We're going to do Q&As in just a minute. Okay? Huh? Those are, we'll do in 6 months. We'll do Q&As in just a second, guys. Okay, so here's an example. Okay, so this is a child, Matt, 11 years old. His training was actually only 12 weeks long. And you see what he did. The red line at the bottom was where he was when he came to us. And the blue line was where he was when he left 12 weeks later. He became from a non-reader to a reader. 9.5-year gain in sound awareness in 12 weeks. Pretty impressive.
How many hours?
How many hours was he given? He actually had 60 hours in the 12 weeks time. Mm-hmm. No other interventions. Yeah. Impressive. The test that we talked about, this one's kind of hard to see. The test that we were talking about, the Gibson test, does test in all of these areas. Any of you who are interested in experiencing that cognitive skills test for yourself can email Rich, or that's probably the best way. Stop by our table, sign up your email, and we'll send you a free cognitive test so you can try it for yourself and see. And then, if I can make this work, this is a parent testimonial, and I'm not sure it's going to participate. Let's see. Okay, great, you guys. It's not going to participate, I'm sorry. Okay, that was another one. We had 2 videos, and evidently they're not going to participate because we don't. So now we're going to do Q&A. So I know you have some, and questions that you have, and I'm sorry to do this to you, but you do have to come to the mic because they are videoing or recording it. So if you would, come to the mic to ask your question, or I'll repeat it if I can hear you. Yes. Yes.
I'd like to know, with the results of 9, how it increased 9 years, does that stay, like if they're done with the brain training, do the results still stay the same, or do they need to continue with the brain training?
Okay, so her question is, are these results only good for that test? Like you tested pre and post, and then you go away and you go back to school or whatever, and then you test again and the results are not there. Absolutely there. This is a permanent change to the IQ, cognitive change to the brain. And the way that we prove that with research is that every year on their 1-year anniversary, we ask them to come back and take a retest. I've seen it myself many, many, many times, but more importantly in my own children's life, I have 2 sons. And I have one child who struggled with ADD and went through the program instead of medication and has had phenomenal gain. And a year later, his IQ has even continued to grow. So it's very, very beneficial. Yes?
Could you give us an idea of the cost instead of was it expensive?
Okay, she wants an idea of the cost of the program. Okay, so to enroll in the program for a child or an adult, because we work with all ages, from ages 4 all the way to adults, starting around $1,500 and up, depending on how many hours of one-to-one training that you purchase. In a school setting, that would be dependent on, again, what the school elects to do. But there are school options as far as like having the cognitive test done for every child in the school, and even getting as low as $300 to $500 a child in the school setting. So that depends again on how many are in the program, such as